Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. We're having a beautiful day here. It's going to be up to 80, but I won't keep you in suspense. Aura's COVID test was negative. They had given her the rapid test and it came negative. So that's good news. I asked if they would do sort of the longer test, the one that takes 4 days but is more accurate, but they said no. So that's too bad, because I think there are a lot of false negatives on the rapid test, and so that makes me a little concerned, except that she's feeling much better. Much better. So that makes me feel better and okay. So she still sounds croaky, but she says that's the postnasal drip and she's feeling much better. So that's good news. Dennis made her chicken broth. He's going to bring her more chicken broth this weekend. And, which has been proven to be efficacious against colds. It's not just a old wives' tale to have chicken soup when you're feeling sick. Apparently, it actually really does help. So Dennis will be bringing her more chicken broth for her to have this weekend. Kim is coming on Monday. The visiting nurse yesterday wasn't happy with how her lungs sound, so Dennis ended up taking her to the doctor late in the afternoon, and she got a chest x-ray. And they weren't as unhappy with her x-ray as they expected to be, so that's good news. And anyway, so she's on the mend, and all is well, except her cat has a boo-boo leg, and we don't know what happened to him, but he is an indoor-outdoor cat and spends quite a bit of time outside roaming the neighborhood. And so he did something that got him into a little bit of a scrap. So Dennis will take a look at his leg and see if he can see anything when he goes over there to take the broth. And Kim is coming on Monday, and we'll take him to the vet if he needs a vet. So that's the current plan. So, very happy news that the COVID test was negative and that she's feeling better. So there you go, right up front. Yesterday I did mail my package for the granddaughters. I rummaged around in the toy box, and I had gotten 2 identical little booklet kits that you color and then cut out and turn into mobile of mermaids. I got that in Bermuda when my sister and I were on the cruise 2 years ago, so I've had it for a long time. I don't think they ever noticed them. If they did, they're going to say, oh, look what Nana sent us from our box. But it was just something that I could put in that box besides just sending her purse back. So I did that, but I was very careful to social distance and wore my good mask. I didn't wear my bug mask, but I wore my good mask. And then I ran up the hill and delivered a package. We had gotten delivered a package for someone on a street, mile and a half away. I'd never even heard of the street before. I don't go back up that hill. If you go past the post office up the hill, you're going between the creek, and we have a state park not that far that has a big lake. And so between the creek and the lake, there's apparently lots of developments that I hadn't realized were all back there, or how crowded it was. Anyway, I delivered the package, and the guy was like, under his truck, fixing his truck, and I said, the name on the box. He said, oh, that's my wife. I said, I don't know why. This got delivered all the way over in my neck of the woods. And he's like, we got a delivery notice that it was delivered, and we didn't know what to do about that. Well, I guess they don't get as many deliveries as me, because how many times I've had to call Amazon, say my package didn't come. But I don't do that anymore, because I don't buy from Amazon. But it does happen pretty regularly. So So anyway, I did my good deed for the day and delivered that package to its rightful recipient. And, you know, made some phone calls and talked to some nurses and things for Aura. And I worked on my boxy a little bit, and I painted more cards. And so I will be doing those things again today. I don't have any grand plans. We might be doing some cooking stuff, maybe making some more white chocolate peanut butter cups, which I like. And that was yummy. I know Dennis has some wine things he wants to do, and he's going to be making more broth for his mother. The chicken soup thing is working, so he's going to make more broth for his mother and then take it over there so he can, you know, like check her out, lay eyes on her, make sure she's okay and everything. So that's the plan. But other than that, I don't think we have any big plans. Knitting, painting, watching TV, just like every other day. I could weed a thing or two if I wanted to, but who wants to do that? Could also take the weed whacker out here. Get rid of the strimmer, as it is in the UK, the strimmer. I think that's a good name for it. Get rid of some of that grass around the trees and such. Dennis thinks it should have a strimmer built into the lawnmower so that when you mow around the tree, you can also trim it. I'm not picturing exactly how that would work given the mechanics of a lawnmower, but it's not a bad idea. Someone could figure it out. So anyway, that's the news is here. I'm getting the urge to, I'm thinking about a knitting project. I'm not sure what it'll be. I did look up the penguano because it's on my list of things that I might want to knit, and it looks like it would be fun to knit and something a little bit interesting. I would definitely wear it, but it would have a lot of yarn decisions that I don't know if I'm up to making a lot of yarn decisions. And apparently it's like knit with bulky yarn, so you know, it talks about how to combine 2 or 3 different strands of yarn to get the right weight of yarn. So it takes a lot of yarn. And now, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of yarn. But, you know, I've never been one to say, oh yeah, this is a stash buster. I don't have a big desire to bust my stash, you know, so it's not like, oh, thank God it's going to empty some of my shelves. Let me go do this project. I mean, I could just give the yarn away if that's what I wanted to. But I do like a penguano, and I like the idea of it, and I like the look of it, and I would definitely wear it. So I'm thinking about that and thinking, you know, like, but I'm a little worried that the yarn choices would be maybe more than I'm ready to do. But I could do one panel at a time, right? I could do, like, you started in the back. I could just say, okay, well, what color do I want for the back? I do have some heavy-ish weight yarn that was given many years ago now that I'm trying to, you know, that I would love to use. I made a worsted boxy out of it, and it did not work at all. It will be way better for a penguano. But it's kind of a minty green color, which is an interesting color. And then there's some gray too. But a minty green back on a penguano would be perfectly lovely. And then, anyway, so for some reason I have a penguano in my mind as my next project, but I'm not sure. Meanwhile, I want to finish my boxy. You know, so I've got some things I want to do. I'm going to keep making cards. I want to progress in my painting, but apparently not enough to actually work. So you know, that's something I'm just going to talk about a lot. Apparently, You're very familiar with those aspects of me and those things that I do, I'm sure. But I'll keep talking about it. I have a book of like the master's drawings, and I'm going to start drawing, trying to copy those drawings. Maybe I should make myself a sketchbook that doesn't use watercolor paper, just regular paper, and sketch in that, see what I think. So anyway, because, you know, I'm talking about literally sketching and not doing watercolors or whatever, so I actually only have sketchbooks that are watercolor paper at the moment. And they're a little on the pricey side because the paper is a high quality paper. So I don't have to use that. I can just use regular paper, which I have a lot of because, you know, I've got 3 printers. We have 3 printers. So anyway, things to do, plans to keep. I don't imagine anything's gonna be very urgent or whatever today. Yesterday was a little bit, you know, phone calls with the doctor's office and, you know, worrying about Aura. I'm a little, you know, I'm less worried now that the COVID test came negative and she's feeling better. So that's good. So that's where we are right now. So yeah, Penguano seems like it's going to be fun. So that's on my list of future knitting. But I have at least 2 sweaters started, maybe 3. I have one kitted up. I started it. I have so little done that I think I would start over rather than sit down and try to figure out where I was. And so I have lots to do, and Dennis made some crack about, oh, maybe you should cast on some socks. Ha ha ha. So I have quite a few socks that I could work on. And winter's coming. I'll wear the socks for sure. So we shall see. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch, I will say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your support and friendship. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you are taking good care of yourselves and staying safe. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.